Right, guys, welcome back to another episode of AKMLFC and Scott's Sports Corner. I will get there eventually. Sporting Corner, 1 month. We've got a few topics we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Munoz. I'll get your opinions on that. Scott, what you think about the player profile and everything like that. We're going to talk about Alisson and the admission, shall we say, that he rested himself for the World Cup. Talk about Conor Bradley and the continuing talks that Liverpool need a right back when they've already got 2 right backs on the books. Well, 3 if you include Calvin Ramsey, in all fairness. We'll go on the World Cup, and then we're going to finish off talking about Christian Eriksen. But obviously, before we get into all that, mate, how's everything going? Like, how's the Sporting Corner going?
Yeah, it's going well, mate. Started uploading the episodes on YouTube now, which it's doing all right, to be fair. I've seen more people kind of, well, obviously we interact more on YouTube, you know, with like the Cup Talk community, the AKM community, which made sense. Start uploading them on here. So yeah, it's going well, mate, to be honest with you. I think I did one today, to be fair, about some of the topics we're going to talk about. And yeah, it's going quite well.
No, that's good, man. I try to watch it as much as I can, especially when I'm in the office. I catch up when I'm in the office. So I'll catch up on the one. Did you do one yesterday? I think you did one yesterday, didn't you?
No, today, mate. This morning.
Oh, right. I saw a notification, so I'll end up watching that tomorrow, probably when I'm in office.
To be fair, what I'm thinking is I might follow your kind of plan, you know, with the Substacks. I do like a massive script, basically, and it's in quite a bit of detail, like all the research and stuff. And I think I might just upload them, like people to read. Like I might have to slightly word it like a bit more different, like rearrange it or whatever. But yeah, I think, you know what, it might make sense just to upload and people can just read them on there as well. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking of doing.
No, mate, honestly, like, I don't know what came over my mind. I was just kind of like, I was just thinking about the whole Munoz thing, and I was like, I didn't say stuff I wanted to say. Like, I've got so many more ideas now, but I can't be asked doing another video. And then I think I was on Twitter, and I saw that someone had put a Substack up, and I was like, oh, that's an idea. So then I just clicked on it. It's created me an account, and then I just thought, let's just type one out. And then I just put pictures in it. I'd got some heat maps and everything like that. And then I was like, oh, I'll upload that. But everyone seems to be saying it's good, the ones that have read it. So I don't know if it's going to be something I do every week, but I'll probably try and just wait for some topics to come out, you know what I mean? And do something on them. But I'll put, if you get one started, mate, obviously just let us know, and I'll put the link in here for you.
Cheers, like mate, it's just because I've already got the information there. I thought, what I do afterwards, I just delete it. And I'm like, well, what's the point of deleting it? Just, you know, upload it kind of thing. So
yeah. No, it's good. I enjoyed writing it, to be fair. It took me like a day to do it properly. But yeah, I enjoyed doing it when I was doing it. Right, man, let's dive into it. So I guess I don't even know what your thoughts were, in all fairness, because I don't think we've talked about it. But and I know you've been busy with stuff in your own personal life as well. What was your initial thoughts then with the signing of Munoz? Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I didn't even know that Newcastle were talking to him. Like, this is one of those signings where it's like, I had no idea who the player was. I think I remember reading his name when I saw the Spanish squad announced, and I just saw, you know, when you saw the picture and everyone's names.
Yeah.
I think, like, oh, Munoz, don't know who that is. And then we ended up signing him. Like, what are your thoughts?
To be fair, I think did it come out just after England won, didn't it? I think.
So we might get a signing tonight.
And I remember just sat there thinking, oh, we signed him from Palace, that right back.
Oh yeah.
That's what I thought. And then I did. Obviously, I've never heard of him apart from that's the Munoz I knew, were the one from Palace. And I thought, don't know who he is. I had a quick look at him and I thought, you know what? I've never seen him play, never heard of him, anything like that. And I thought, I did think we need about 3 or 4 of him. Basically, that's the kind of play we need in this squad now, is lads who can come in, play 30, 40, 50 games, different competitions, just to spread that workload around. And he looks direct as well, doesn't he? It reminds me a bit of like Diaz type, ball of at top. So yeah, I'm quite excited, to be honest. And I think what makes me more excited is it sounds like Iriola's pushed for it, you know what I mean? So that's probably another reason why I'm excited as well, mate.
Yeah, I mean, like, for me, like you said, when you were saying, I'm just looking at my Substack now just to refresh my memory. Like, one of the first things that stood out for me was how many shots he had last year. Like, he had 81 shots, which made him like 83rd percentile among attacking midfielders and wingers. And he, like you say, he's very direct. And of them shots, over 70%, well, nearly 70% of them were from inside the box.
Yeah.
So that tells you something else. Like, even when he gets the ball, his aim is to just get into the box. Now, I do think, and I thought this as soon as I started like doing my Substack and stuff like that, I thought to myself, I went, he's going to be like Diaz, like you just said, where I'm going to get annoyed at him because he's touching the ball too much. Like, there'll be a pass on and he'll try and take somebody on and he'll fail, or he'll just be greedy. Do you know what I mean? And I can see me saying getting annoyed at that. But at the end of the day, I do prefer that compared to what we've had with Gakpo, where it's just so predictable and just, you know what I mean? Like, what are your thoughts? Like, do you think anything similar to that?
Yeah, and I think I was watching some clips of Munoz earlier on today, and I was like, it's the one criticism of the Gakpo this season, which is kind of, to be fair, he's done the opposite in the World Cup, where in the World Cup, he's ran straight into box because then the defender can't touch you. You know, he's in control of that situation. Once you get into that box, you're in control of the situation. And looking at Munoz, he's one, you know, he gets a bit like he said, Diaz, he'll try and work something out, he'll try and do something. And I think I mentioned on the podcast today, like we've got the best, we've signed some of the best players in the world. You know, your Isaac, Shaverts, even like Gravenberch to a degree, but they just need the workload spread out between them. They need players to come in and take minutes off them and take that workload off them. And I think as well, we need players to come in basically and just, we've already got the creativity, we've got the goal scorers. We just need players who are capable of, like I said, taking that workload off them, but also dragging us 20, 30, 40 yards up the pitch. That's what we missed a lot last season. I remember in Nunez's first season, when obviously we had a poor season then, there were some games, away games, when Nunez weren't available, and I thought, well, we're going to struggle because we need somebody to go over the top, basically. And I think Munoz will offer you that as well.
Yeah, I think he'll have that dog in him as well. He looks like I've seen a few clips of him and he looks like he's got that tenacity, you know, that we've been missing as well. Like, you know, I feel like sometimes Cody Gakpo, not just to single him out, but he's a bit of a wet lettuce, do you know what I mean? He's got as much strength in him sometimes as a chocolate fireguard, do you know what I mean? Whereas this lad, from what I've seen of him, and obviously I know it's the Spanish leagues, it's a little bit different, and he's only small in stature, but he seems to get like these defenders on him and he just like holds them back, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, remember where like Salah used to do that?
Yeah.
It reminded me of that a little bit. So I don't think he's a player though that's going to come straight into that first 11, especially if they're signing that Yan Diomande. Like, I don't know if you saw my video the other day, but I have a funny feeling that we're going to sell Gakpo this summer as well. And I think they'll get that Bradley Barcola as well. So I could see a world where it'd be Barcola, Diomande, Isaac, and then you'd bring Munoz off the bench, to be like the last 30 minutes, just to be like, right, just run at that defender. That defender's fucked. Just go for him, and just take it from there.
So yeah, I've viewed like Munoz as like kind of a Chiesa replacement. So we've got probably for the second half, like 60 minutes on, we've got Munoz and Rio to come on. That's how I thought it for next season. Because I think that's another thing that we struggled last season. We're so lightweight on bench. We were just so. You'd look. One of the things I do now, I look at the bench and think, right, where if it goes wrong in the first 60, 70 minutes, who's going to come on and change it for us? And last season, there just weren't enough bodies there to change games. And bless him, Chiesa just wasn't given them opportunities. Especially back end of the season. We saw a little bit beginning of the season, but as the season went on, his minutes kind of went down.
It was non-existent, wasn't it, towards back end of the season?
Yeah, and the frustrating thing is, beginning of the season, he had a decent impact in certain games when he come on. So hopefully with Munoz and Rio next season, we've got them much off at bench. But the thing is with Gakpo, what frustrates me, he's got every physical attribute to be a top player. He's big, he's strong, he's athletic. He's got a right foot on him as well, like... You know, he's seen it at World Cup. He's got a couple of goals, and he looks. For me, he's a player who's lacked a lot of confidence this season. Season just gone. Under Iriola, it's weird because before the World Cup, I literally viewed Gakpo like I can't see him working under Areola. I just don't see where he would fit. He's not really a pacey winger, but he's probably not a striker either. So I don't know. He's kind of like a left-sided forward in a way off that left wing. But now I've seen him in the World Cup and how direct he's been for Netherlands. I think if push comes to shove, I could see a world where he's an option off that left wing for his next season. But then again, like you said, if we sell him, we could bring Bacola in and Diamande. But I think it might be difficult to get both done because I think PSG would either want Barcola or Diamande, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I get that. Question for you, just popped in when since we were talking about Gakpo then. Could you see Gakpo playing in midfield as like an 8?
Well, he did a bit, didn't he, under Klopp?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. But I were actually at I can't remember what game it was, and he actually played in midfield. And I remember he looked a bit lost at times. And I watched an interview, and I think Gakpo said he lost a lot of confidence by going to he was a bit up and down, couldn't get his consistency right. So I don't know. It's hard because the season won't leave. He was fantastic on left. Like, he was unbelievable. So I don't know, mate. To be honest with you, I don't know.
What, we're still on about the whole Munoz thing, but I guess this kind of ties into it as well. Like, obviously, it's another right-footed player who likes to cut in off the left-hand side. If you were to look at the squad we've currently got now, you have about 5 players that like to be in that role. You've got Munoz, you've got Isak. How good's Isak been at World Cup? We'll get to that, but do you know what I mean? Like, doing exactly what we're talking about now. That's what Isak's been doing for Sweden. Ekitike can do it. Gakpo, Wirtz likes to play there as well. Like, we're so heavy on that side now. Where do you think, I guess, do you think there's a world where Florian Wirtz doesn't work under the new coach?
From the bit I've seen of Bournemouth under Areola, because I've really only watched their games, mainly when they played Liverpool or if they've been on TV. The number 10 kind of thrives, whoever it is, that attacking midfield player role. And I think with Wirtz, I don't think he'll play out wide. I don't think he'll drift at left. I think he'll literally say, you're in like the kind of attacking midfield role, but your width of the pitch is the 18-yard box. That's it. Do not venture either side of that because we want you in there basically. Because he hasn't got the pace. He hasn't got the pace to play out wide.
No.
You know, watching the Germany game against Ivory Coast, and he was drifting a lot to left. And when he was linking up play, he linked up fantastically well. And when he got into the box from that position, he created quite a few chances. But when he got isolated with the right back, he didn't have the pace to beat him. Mm-hmm. So he struggled then. He kind of got drifted out of game slightly. And I'm like, no, just stay central. Even if it is jam-packed in there, you're that good. You can work your way out of any situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've had the thought in my head where I'm like, oh, is it going to work? But then I'm trying to think like what my midfield 3 is going to be. And I'm just like, if we do sign another midfielder, like a 6, for instance.
Oh, you're going to love my episode I did today. I thought about that, what I did. I kind of pushed McAllister as a number 6.
That guy's been sold, no way. So if we play a 6, say, I don't know, Sangare or whatever you call Kamara, who's the person to the left of them? Like, do you think there's a world where you have Szoboszlai, Wirtz? Could you play Szoboszlai and Wirtz in the same team, do you think?
If we played 4-3-3, I think you could play Wirtz on the left of midfield and Szoboszlai on the right of midfield. Because I'm just thinking back to when we did it under Slot the previous season and when Klopp did it, obviously back in the day, it were almost like the guy on the right-hand side of midfield was kind of your box-to-box, up and down the pitch.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side were more like an attacking midfield role, or either Coutinho and Oxlade-Chamberlain did it for a bit. Obviously, it changed slightly after that. But I could see it. The only thing you'd say is in certain games, Szoboszlai might have to drop in a bit deeper and said that she would go into more of a 4-2-3-1, I'd presume. But yeah, I could see it, mate, to be honest with you, yeah.
Okay. And just, I guess, lastly, just on this topic where we've kind of gone off on a bit of a thing, is there any players you think that could potentially come from Bournemouth with Areola?
I like that Ryan, mate. I like him. Who's the other tackle they've got? Is it? Oh, what's his name now? Krupe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them. I know you've mentioned Alex Scott on a previous video. I just think if we signed Alex Scott, you kind of push Verts to the side.
That's what.
I don't see how that would work with them two together.
Yeah.
I would have took Senesi on a free, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't go in for that, to be honest.
I think I said this on Monday. I think had Senesi not already signed for Spurs, when we got, Areola, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was like, we've got Senesi as well. But
it would have made sense because we probably need another centre half. My worry is for next season is if Van Dijk gets injured.
Oh, no.
Our defence looks okay now. It looks, it's fine. But then if you take Van Dijk out and you put the two kids in together or one of the kids in with Gomez, you're thinking, that's a bit weak. That's a bit lightweight, that.
Yeah, I think Sean was saying yesterday that we should get 2 centre-backs in still, including, we've got Xhaka, Leone, Gomez. I mean, I've heard people talking about Kwanzaa coming back, but I think I'd leave him another season, me in Germany, and bring him back next year when that release clause is a little bit lower.
I think the problem is you bring 2 more centre-halves, so you can only start 2. Just spread it minutes. I don't think... It's an hard sell, isn't it, to someone, or you're coming in as 6th choice or something.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Only thing I could think is if maybe we signed in January a few kids, didn't we, for academy in that position. But then it's kids and kids, you know what I mean, or with Van Dijk, you know what I mean, playing that role. I actually thought of a day I could see Kwanzaa coming back, but like you said, I think financially it just makes more sense for next season. So you could see Wooler bring one more defender in and say, right, we'll bring one in now. Van Dijk's probably going to go next summer, then we'll bring Kwanzaa back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do think Kwanzaa will come back. I think that's written in the stars, is that I think he will come back because he's done well in Germany, in all fairness. But he's only been there 1 year. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, because we sold him after we won league, didn't we?
Right. So give him another year. Yeah.
Yeah, I think now it's more likely to happen now. Slot's gone, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was telling Sean yesterday, like he was like, I don't understand why he's so excited for the new season, and I'm like, it's because Slot's gone. Yeah. Like we went through an entire season where, like I've never felt so. Like, I was bored watching us. I didn't want to watch us. I didn't want to do the watch alongs. I didn't want to do them because it was boring. But now we've got Iraola, and I'm just kind of like, end of the day, like the big games where we win 5-0. But then the big games where we get beat 4-1 or something. But at the end of the day, it's fucking exciting. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I always said under Slot, I said, whenever we conceded a goal, it was game over. But under Klopp, we could be 3-0 down in the 80th minute, and I still would think there'd be a chance. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think that's it. Like when you look at, I think last season, the actual position we finished and all that, I don't think that alone. If you said to him like Slot comes in, he wins league and he gets Champions League following season, and after losing so many players, you wouldn't say that's a sackable offence, but it's more the kind of manner of the defeats and the performances which cost him in the end. I would, if people say, "Oh, we're going to probably finish, 4th, 5th under Iraola," I'd take that any day because at least it's a springboard for us to kick on from. Very much under like Klopp's first season. I remember actually watching Kwanzaa in a pre-season game a couple of years ago, and actually it was Slot's, just when Slot took over, and I was like, God, he's like Van Dijk's love child. He's amazing. He's quick, he's strong, he's good at ball. That's who we've got to build our future defence around. Surely, then 12 months later, he's sold.
I know, it's ridiculous. Couldn't believe it, especially in hindsight when we needed centre backs. Do you know what I mean? Couldn't believe it.
It's crazy. I think us trying to sign centre backs and defensive midfield players over the last 10 years has just been crazy. It's just not happening.
Nah, I think we get one this year though. Fingers crossed, all being well. I do think we get one this year. Yeah, man, crazy. So Alisson, you mentioned that you wanted to talk about his comments, obviously regarding him saying that he rested games for Liverpool to be ready for the World Cup. Now, my opinion of this is I know Sean was a bit annoyed about it, but for me, I was just kind of like, in my head, I thought, would Alisson have been in there made any difference to the back end of our season?
Yeah.
Not really. So I'm just like, I'm not bothered a little bit, but at the same time, I'm like, that to me at the same time signals someone coming to the end of the time at the club. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where do you want to take that? But that's just me putting my stall out right now.
Well, it's funny because I remember like a few weeks before the Brentford game, you see the pictures of him actually in training, and then the match day squad have come out and he's not even on bench. I'm like, where is it? Like, what is going on? It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And when obviously Brentford game come and Alisson starting, then Salah's starting, players are back, and players who even Wirtz after I think he missed a couple in between that time as well, and it just looked like to me a team. Obviously, after we beat Palace, we'd all but got that Champions League spot. Like, I think we only got 2 more points in the next 4 games, and it was still enough to get Champions League. It looked like me a lot of players, the heads had just gone to the World Cup, and you know it's the pinnacle of so many players' career to go to the World Cup. So it's hard to criticise when we're not particularly fighting for anything. Part of me did think as well with Alisson though, like having that little break, it might prolong his career a little bit because he were in a vicious cycle of just hamstring injury, going back hamstring injury, going back hamstring injury. So it was like, you know, I mean, I think if Freddie Woodman got injured and when Mahmoud Ashvili was still recovering from that one against Everton, I think they would have just threw Alisson and said, "Listen, mate, you got to suck it up."
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, we're paying your wages, pal. You're representing Liverpool Football Club. We need you to play. We can't put Pexy in there. The kid's about 18. And you know what I mean? But I did see like
Slotpo would have played somebody else. Like, I know I've got Pesky, who's like another goalkeeper, but I've got better players that can play there, and Szoboszlai turns up in net. Do you know what I mean?
But yeah, it didn't. It kind of confirmed to me that once we beat, because then Isak didn't play again, did he? I don't think.
No, he didn't. No, you're right. Yeah, he did.
No, he was on the bench for the last game of the season, but he never come on. And it just looked like for me, a lot of these players were like, kind of, I won't say intentionally, but the heads had kind of just gone to World Cup because it was like, right, we've got the job done. We need to basically get done. Let's just see out the season. Let's get best shape possible and ready for World Cup. And it's hard because we weren't fighting for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we were fighting for something, I don't think the mentality would have been that. But in the same breath, I think that period of time, not only did it confirm that the heads had turned to the World Cup, I think it cemented Slot's future because I think he had to kick on in the season and he didn't.
No, I think that's what did it for Slot. Me, to be fair, like 100%. I think if he'd have picked up another like 4 points or something, I think he'd have got another season.
Well, I think if he replicated the second half at Old Trafford for the last 3 games or whatever it was, that like 20-30 minute spell when we got back into the game, if he could have replicated that for Chelsea, Villa and Brentford, I think he'd have potentially have, he would have been in a strong position anyway. And I kept saying he couldn't afford to crawl up that line, and that's what he did.
Yeah, 100%. And relying on other teams as well to drop points. Yeah. Imagine if Chelsea or Villa had won another game. Not Villa, sorry. Who was it? Bournemouth had won another game. We wouldn't have been in Champions League.
Well, we were just fortunate in a way that when we won them 3 on bounds, Chelsea lost like half a dozen on bounds.
Yeah.
So it just kind of went from like that.
Crazy. I mean, it's mad, isn't it, to think? It really, when you look back on last season, like, it's a coach that won us the league, and I was just so happy to see the back of him. Do you know what I mean? Mad that. So, regarding Alisson, then, do you think that this is his last season at Liverpool, and they're going to let him go for nothing next year?
Probably. It's not denying his quality. You saw with that save on last game of the season. I can't remember where Thiago or someone who went through. He just spread himself like a salmon, didn't he? You know what I mean? 1v1. And there's no denying his absolute quality. But it's just that question. And the problem is then if Mamardashvili goes out on loan for a season and we're stuck with Alisson and his half a hamstring, that's the issue.
Well, I'm going to actually go to another point there. Like, do you think that Mamardashvili will be Alisson's successor, or do you think they'll get somebody else?
I hope he is, for the simple reason we've just wasted Keller's time, Mamardashvili's time, everyone's time. If it's not.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, like, if you look back at the goalkeepers that Bournemouth have had under Areola, they don't genuinely play well with the feet. They're not ball-playing keepers, shall we say.
Yeah.
I think he's gone through like 4 keepers, hasn't he, since he's been there? Like Petrov, oh my God, I can't remember him now. Was it Neto?
Yeah, I think he had Kepa as well, didn't he?
Kepa.
Yeah.
So he's had some shite, shall we say, for lack of a better word. And he's done well. Like, honestly, I'm so buzzed for next season. I can't wait. I really can't wait just to get, like, I keep thinking to myself, like, you know, technically right now, Mo Salah still is a Liverpool player till like next Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's still a Liverpool player right now. So technically, you know, the manager's not in situ yet because it's not, the deal's not signed yet, or not, doesn't commence just yet. Which actually takes me to another point I want to actually mention to you as well. Like, do you find it weird that we've not heard anything about his backroom staff yet?
Not really, because I think there's one rumor he wants to bring over who's they need to negotiate compensation, don't they? So what I'm going to presume is once they've got that done, they'll announce them all together, to be honest with you.
Yeah, fine.
I think, anyway, I mean, I could be wrong. But like you said, I think, is it end of month contracts go over?
Yeah. So
it'll probably just time with that, to be honest with you.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like maybe July the 1st we'll hear something. And
yeah,
there was people yesterday on the stream that were saying that apparently Thiago had been seen in the AXA last week or something. So I don't know if that's true or not. I did see that on Twitter. Then I went on Instagram and his missus were like in Maldives. So like I don't really know, you know what I mean, or wherever he's doing. I think he's doing some punditry work for one of the channels as well. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think he's been to AXA, lads.
No, I don't either. I don't think so either. But I would love it if it's true. If he was to come and be a coach, I'd like 100%. That. Or James Milner or someone. I've just seen a player that he was on about. If Liverpool should go get Harry Wilson. Looks like he's in talks to join my local team, Leeds.
Yeah, you know what? I think Harry Wilson would have ticked so many boxes. Like I said, he's left-footed, which, you know, balance of the squad. You know, if you want to throw someone on that right-hand side, he's homegrown, but he also counts as the academy homegrown as well. And he just has hit such a purple patch this season. He's been fantastic. And like, for me, he could come in and be like a Shaqiri, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
100%.
Play 20, 30 games of it, cup games, you know, all that type of stuff. But obviously he's going into the mighty Leeds by the looks of it.
Aye, looks like it. What was I saying? Oh, let's talk about Conor Bradley then. So obviously we had the rumour that apparently he might never play football ever again. But I don't think that's been confirmed. Liverpool are constantly being linked with right backs. There was something that I saw that just popped up a minute ago, along the lines of what was it now? Chelsea are in talks with someone to sign that Palestera.
Yeah,
but there's also another Premier League club in talks as well, and many people are thinking that that's Liverpool. So I guess the question is why would Liverpool go out to buy another right back when you've got Conor Bradley, Jeremy Frimpong, and Calvin Ramsey all on your books? Is one of them getting sold? Is Conor Bradley's injury worse than we think? Is Frimpong being sold? Like, I can't see Frimpong being sold because he obviously helps towards the homegrown quota and he's only been there a season. So I would initially rule that out completely. But I don't know, man. Like, what do you think?
Well, I did see them reports about of his career being over and stuff, and I'm sure like a week or so later there was like an article from, I think it was David Lynch or someone like that, who basically, so I mentioned it to you about I think they basically said that they've been overly cautious with his recovery, where he's going to come back, probably back end of pre-season or even maybe into September, just to like be cautious with him. But that would mean they're going to look into the right back market, and I'm like, well, I don't understand how it works. You can't. As a sport, obviously, a sport director's going to make difficult decisions on that kind of squad balance and giving minutes to players and stuff. But I don't see a world where you can have so many right backs on your books. In an ideal world, I think Conor Bradley's your number one right back because he's athletic, he's strong, he's a good passer of the ball as well. But have you seen the pictures of Jeremy Frimpong? What he put on his Instagram over there on his story? He's beefed out, hasn't he? I'll be honest with you, I thought it was AI at first.
Yeah, he's got like longer hair now as well. Or he's tied it back or something. I can't remember, but he's done something different with his hair as well, hasn't
he? Yeah, but I was just like, how? So if you've got Frimpong, you got Conor Bradley. I didn't even think of Calvin Ramsey, to be honest with you, as well. So you've got him still knocking around. Then you've got a new right back, but then also you've got Joe Gomez who's been covering there. I think the problem what the club have got is taking Calvin Ramsey out of it. That's fair. He's not had the best injury record either, to be honest with you. You couldn't say any of them four will play 40 to 50 games next season. Yeah. But then you can't go, right, we'll keep all of them and sign another one. But then part of me was like, if we bring a right back in, are they just telling Gomez, you're just going to play centre-half next season? But then I still think we're short there then. I won't trust him. You know what I mean? I think what would potentially happen is Frimpong gets pushed further up as a winger. I guess. Yeah. But you're just trying to read between lines. It's difficult. I highly doubt Conor Bradley's career is over. But it's just he's going to be out for a long time, though, isn't it? We're Arsenal that game, he got injured, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't think it's timescale wise. Let me see if I can see anything on here. Like, I've got a funny feeling it was like October, November or something.
Yeah.
Let me have a look, see if I can see. Oh,
it's been looking about 10 months-ish then, wouldn't you? Something.
Let's have a look. So, so it's not even been updated. He's had knee surgery, and it says that he's expected to return on the 30th of this month. So, end of season. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing for next season or anything like that. Do you know?
Yeah, there's been pictures of him in gym, though, aren't there? Doing his kind of like.
Have you seen his leg though? Like in that picture.
Yeah, I just see people freaking out about that, but it's just what happens, though, isn't it? When it's in a cast or a boot or whatever, that it just kind of goes away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he'll have to work on that thingy. So I don't know, like what do you think? Like what do you think about the injury that he's had? Because I can't even remember what it was. Like it says knee surgery here. Let me just see if I can find out a bit more about it. But unless you,
I think it wore his medial ligament. I think they denied it was an ACL. I'm 90% sure.
He missed 27 games so far. He's been out for 173 days.
But, I mean, the issue is, even before that injury, it was kind of a revolving door between him and Frimpong, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One of them would play a few games, they'd get injured, the other one would come back in, they'd play a few games, just till the other one come back, they'd get injured. There was no kind of consistency or rhythm there. But it's hard because I've been scratching my head thinking about it because I just don't know what the plan is for right back next season. Mm-hmm. I don't. It's difficult. But then again, I look at Frimpong and I think if he's beefed up like his picture suggests, is he thinking, right, I'm going to be number one right back, then I need to deal with them aerial balls better?
Yeah.
That's the one. So I ain't got an issue with Frimpong when I was in a 1v1 situation when the player's trying to beat him. He's got the pace to match anyone. You've seen it multiple times last season. It was more when the ball got hung up at the back post. Obviously, he's small in stature. There's not much he can do. So maybe with him putting that extra mass on, he's trying to combat that, basically.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to quickly find something now on Bradley, and I literally can't see nothing regarding him. So yeah. BBC, what's this? This is 28th of May. It says the Northern Ireland manager says Conor Bradley is making progress, but would not put a timeline on his return. That's the 20. That's almost 4 week ago. I don't know, man. We'll have to see. But as you say, if I would say right now the position is it's Frimpong's to lose, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's only fit right about we've got pretty much.
Well, yeah. But then again, he picked up injuries, didn't he? Like we spoke about that before on one of these videos where we mentioned how when he was at Leverkusen, he had got injured and then came to Prem, got injured a fair bit. Is he going to get injured more when he comes under Areola? Because obviously he plays a bit more aggressive, pressing football than Slot probably did.
I do think, though, to be fair, maybe him not going to the World Cup might be a blessing in disguise for him. Yeah. You've seen the work he's been putting in. I kind of sound contradictory because I said for Isak, it's probably the best thing for him to go, get minutes, get up to rhythm. But I think Frimpong, he needs to go back to the drawing board and just work on his weaknesses in gym. And I think that's what he's been doing by the looks of it. So, yeah.
No, yeah, I agree, man. And hopefully, I do like Frimpong as well, to be fair. Like, I like some of the stuff that he can do, and I think he's a bit of a character in the changing room as well. So it would be pretty sad to see him not work out.
You think, really, he should thrive under Areola, whatever position he plays. He should really thrive.
Yeah. But was it you who had a conversation with where Areola has, like, on his teams, don't you have one right back? One of the full-backs goes forward while the other one sits. But if he's got Kirkes and Frimpong, who both want to bomb down the wings, who's going to be the one who sits, do you know, like...
There's going to have to be some balance. I think that was some issues we had last season as well, where Kirkes wanted to go and Frimpong wanted to go at the same time. And I think I presume they decided because a large portion of time, Kirkes were just tied to Van Dijk's waist, wasn't he? He wouldn't move. You know what I mean? And I think Frimpong had a license to go and Kirkes didn't. But they need to... I think over time when you play more, that relationship, you can look across pitch and be like, right, he's going, I'll tuck in. I think Robbo and Trent were best at that, where, you know, if one of them went, they knew, like, right, I need to hold back 10 yards or so. Or what worked out well, obviously looking back then, where if both of them went, you had the likes of Henderson's, the Wijnaldrums, the Milners who would just drop in, you know, position.
Bino, stuff like that, yeah. So if we got a 6, then maybe that counteracts that a little bit, That's a good shout, that, to be fair. God, the fuck stuck down my throat, but can't stop coughing. You mentioned obviously the World Cup there with Frimpong and Isak. So let's talk about the Liverpool players in the World Cup. And let's go at start of Isak. You mentioned it. Like, he looks like he's back high again from what we've seen. Like, I think he's got the most assists in the World Cup, if I remember. That was last night, anyway.
I think he has. He also obviously scored in the opener as well. I think he scored in one of the warm-up games.
Yeah, he scored a right goal in one of the warm-up games, didn't he?
I mean, I saw a stat today, and it was something like his average touches in this World Cup is like over 36, 37 per 90, compared to for us last season, we're like 12.9 per game 90. And it's like you can see he's involved more. Like I said, I think the World Cup, as long as he comes back injury free, it's probably the best thing what could happen to him. Score a couple of goals, get a few assists, get the minutes under his table. And I do agree with what Slot previously said, is because he got asked, I think it was his last press conference, to be honest, where he said the thing is the World Cup, it's not the same intensity. So they can't directly replicate Premier League intensity, which is true, but in a way it means he can play longer and more frequent in the World Cup. And he's played a lot off at left. Gyökeres has kind of gone through middle, and they've kind of, you know, because I actually thought Isak would play a bit off at left for us when he played, but he kind of just got pushed up front and just left there, wasn't he, with us? There were no real...
He was left high and right. There was no build-up, no.
Yeah, Slot didn't really know what to do with him, it looked like to me. But, yeah, he's playing well. I think McAllister's playing well, to be honest with you. do his.
But that for me though shows that McAllister needs a slower league, so he can go to Spain or Italy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, to be fair, I was watching the Argentina game yesterday, and they had the three-man midfield. I think it was Enzo Fernandez to his left. It might have been Rodrigo de Paul next to on the right hand side. I can't remember. And then McAllister was just the deepest one, no recycling play, playing it off. And I thought, could he do that for us? I mean, I think in a game where we're struggling, like to keep possession and stuff, he might struggle in that role. I know he played under Klopp in his first season, but if we're dictating play, if we've got 60-70% possession, and he can, dictate play from that deep position. Number one, you're saving his legs. He's not having to do as much running. And number two, he has got a tackle in him, to be fair. He just throws his body about, but he's playing well. About Sir Robertson, obviously, he's a Tottenham player now, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say Salah as well. Like, I was just looking at these assist stats. Like, Elise and Isak have got the most assists. And then Salah's got 2 himself as well. And Gravenberch has got 2 as well.
Oh, did you see Gravenberch's assist to Van Dijk in opening game?
Yeah, that was well good. Oh. Where's that been all season, lad? Where's that been?
Because obviously he's playing that similar role for us this season. And I've got no issue with Gravenberch going for his dribbling wise is fantastic, but I always thought his passing let him down a bit last season. His passing weren't up to scratch. And he goes and puts that on Van Dijk's head. I'm like, where's that been?
Exactly, 100%. Like, where's that been? Like all season. Yeah, I've been to be fair, all the Dutch lads I've been quite impressed with. Like Gakpo, you were mentioning earlier on, like I think he's
this happened in the March International. I'm sure it was the March International break where we were struggling last season, and all the lads went away and played fantastic. They got goals, they got assists, they got man at match, and it kind of obviously it's not the same intensity, it's not the same league, all that type of stuff. But I did think, well, what is happening at Liverpool then? Are they just lacking confidence? Do they not trust the system? Do they not trust the manager? Because these are fantastic players. You don't become a bad player overnight in the day. But the only player who I'd say off the back of last season who hasn't kicked on, obviously he's left anyway now, is Kanate. He can't get to the French team at the minute. But apart from that, I think they've all past and present players have looked quite well this World Cup.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I don't know. I hope that McAllister and Gakpo are using this as like a bit of a shop window, like, oh, he could come and get, do you know what I mean? And that whereas like Isak, Van Dijk, and Grav, I'm kind of like, come on, lads, bring that back over here, bring that back with you. I try to think, is any other Liverpool players in World Cup apart from like?
I think there's 7. I think, and obviously had to pull out, didn't he? Last minute.
Yeah. I feel sorry for him. Like honestly, I feel like he's such a likable guy. Like
I love Endo, mate.
I think he'll get sold in summer as well. But I tell you what, could be disastrous for our transfer window is that Schlotterbeck, like picking up that 2-month injury. I think.
You know what? The thing is with Schlotterbeck, I don't like talk bad about a person who was in a bad way. However, he signed that contract, didn't he? Which had the release clause in. And I was like, oh, we can get him then. No, fuck that. Like, if you want to come, run your contract down like everyone else is doing to go to Real Madrid. Like, why would we pay £50 million in a release? I'm sure it was £50 million, isn't it?
It's 50. It's either £50 million or €50 million. Yeah,
it just baffled me. I'm like, what? Like, why would you do that if you wanted to leave? Like, but it did look a bad injury, to be fair, though.
I think it's his. What was it? Is it like it's not a bad ligament, but I'm pretty sure it's a ligament.
An ankle ligament, I think it was. I think it was ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't look great, to be honest with you.
Nah. So who do you reckon's been the standout player then for out of the Liverpool ones at the World Cup?
Personally, just from like my own point of view, I wanted him to do. I really liked Isak. I think his build-up play's been fantastic. Obviously, he took his goal well. He's got a few assists. But after that, I would say I think Gakpo's really surprised me. I probably said them two and probably Gravenberch as well.
Did you see that one where Gakpo got the assist, or did he score? And he didn't celebrate anything. He was just kind of like, yeah, that's what I can do type thing. Like, but I agree. I think Isak's number one. But I don't know if that's because we literally saw nothing like that at Liverpool. So I'm kind of like, fuck me, like, look what we signed. Do you know what I mean? Like, where's this been?
No, and I think he's benefiting now. You think he's back in team training. He's played 2 warm-up games. He's now played 2 competitive matches as well. You know, it's just each game is just going to get better and better as it goes on. So yeah.
No, I agree. I'd say that as well regarding Isak. Right, lastly then, mate, we'll talk about Christian Eriksen now. Just to again set the stall out. I work for a company that deals a lot with the issue that Eriksen's got. And we had somebody, a scientist, a doctor, come in and talk to us about ongoing research and stuff like that. And they used Eriksen as a example because basically they were saying like all Premier League players gets the heart scanned. But Tottenham, when he was at Tottenham, they do it. They're one of the ones that does it the most regularly. Like they get scanned like every week or every fortnight.
Yeah.
So when it happened, and he's had no history of any sort of issues with his heart, everyone was kind of like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" type thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's happened again, and he's got a pacemaker and everything like that now. I've got my own little theory what I think it's about, but people would say it's a conspiracy theory. So I'll keep that bit to myself, I think, unless we'll hear what you've got to say as well about it. But I do find, we've seen a lot of athletes just in general lately having heart problems and stuff like that. And we've seen players collapsing as well. Like, wasn't the one who passed away that was in the Prem? Was that? I think he passed away. Did he die but then got resuscitated? Was it? He played for Bolton, I think.
Oh, for Biswamba?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, he's still alive. Yeah, I think he was very lucky because I believe the cardio doctor in the crowd that day.
Yeah. That's it.
But that was actually away at White Hart Lane against Tottenham. That's what kind of thing. I know you mentioned about Tottenham doing the extra scans.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't see it was one of the last warm-up games for this World Cup, wasn't it? For is it Denmark?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw the footage afterwards, and it was pretty brutal, to be fair, wasn't it? And I remember when he did it in the Euros previously, and I was funny because I was actually away getting ready. I had a footballing background to go have some food, and we saw it. We went out of food, and we were just numb. We didn't even enjoy a single bite of his food because we were just seeing that on TV. And it's just weird how both have happened at the end of seasons, and then he's gone on to play in one is in a major tournament, and the second one it's just before a major tournament. It's like has that wear and tear of the full season. You remember the heart is just a muscle; it's just done by electric pulses compared to like maybe muscle contractions. I just thought that it's just funny how it's both at roughly the same time of the season. So has the season just the kind of the wear and tear, no rest, all that type of stuff, done like an accumulation of fatigue and stuff onto the muscle itself. But I'm just kind of glad in a way. I'm glad that he had the pacemaker in and stuff. And at his age now, you just call it.
How old is he now? He's like
35, isn't he? Something like that.
To have 2 as well. To have 2 at that age. And to have no prior history of, you know what I mean?
You think after the first one, he's then, because obviously no club would touch him then, apart from Brentford, because they don't want to be the club where he just brought him back in and he collapsed again on pitch. He's then going to play to Man United. He's won a couple of trophies again, and really he's extended his career longer than what it should have done, because them years he should have retired there and then, really, after the first one. But I do believe that if you look at the timeline of both of them seasons, one is actually the middle of the Euros after a full season and playing. It was in Italy, wasn't it? I think Inter Milan before the first one. If
Yeah, Inter Milan,
I do. Yeah, I do think both incidents have come at a very similar time, and it's just I don't think it's a coincidence that usually when the season's done, the season's done. But obviously, these major tournament seasons, you have the extended season where then you kick on with your international team. I do think that it's good. It's not a coincidence that he's now had both of them when it's either just before a major tournament or in a major tournament where the season's longer, he's played more games, and where he would usually be resting, he's then gone and played more football, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm just looking at where he's playing now. So apparently he's playing at Wolfsburg now.
Yeah, it's German second division, I think, is that?
Yeah. He played 31 games.
Yeah.
So he did play a fair amount, to be fair, I suppose.
That's the only thing. If you look at both of them, like, I don't think it's a coincidence, to be honest with you. I think for whatever reason, his heart it hasn't been able to maintain that kind of season block of matches.
So do you think that's down to potential? So do you think that this could be down to the amount of games that players are playing and the restrictions on squad size? So we could actually get to a point where this is happening more and more often to other players in the future and stuff like that.
Potentially, I think obviously anyone who has like a heart issue, a lot of the times there's an underlying heart condition as well. So maybe Eriksen, even though it may have not come up on his scans or anything, there were a weakness or something like. Obviously, you know that in my family there's a rich history of heart conditions. Mm-hmm. My dad, bless him, he had heart failure, he had a hole in his heart, he had everything, bless him. And it's in Eriksen's case, I do think so. Obviously, I don't know about any other player, but obviously, the more you're exposed to these matches, you think, for example, if Cole Palmer, for example, if he played in this World Cup, he'd have played for 12 months straight because he did the Club World Cup last summer. He'd have had a 12-month season, and the seasons are becoming 12-month blockers. And the thing is with the heart, the cardio system, it's just a muscle at the end of the day. Obviously, it is an organ, but it's a muscle. And if you overdo a muscle too much, it will break down. It will suffer strains. And the problem is with your heart, if that happens, it leads to other problems. You see what's happened with Eriksen twice on the pitch. So that's my personal opinion. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a geezer with a sports science degree. You know what I mean? It'd be interesting. I'm going to presume he's not going to play on, but I don't know.
I did see if there's been any sort of news and stuff, but I could have.
I did see the kind of wording afterwards. It's not the same thing because the pacemaker kicked in and everything. Well, it kind of is the same thing because if it weren't for the pacemaker, you'd be in the same situation.
Yeah.
But I do think there is something in it where it's twice now. Obviously, you've got to take the heat into consideration. I mean, actually, to be fair, it would have been in America, wouldn't it? His last warm-up game.
I don't know because they didn't qualify for the World Cup, and I think they were playing Ukraine, so I'm not sure where they played. Neither one of these sides qualified for the World Cup, so I'm not sure where they were playing.
They're playing Ukraine?
I wouldn't have thought so, with war going on. Let's see if I can have a look. Where was it held? Nature Energy Park. Where the hell is that? Let's have a look. Yeah, I know you're here. Cat's back again.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the thing.
Denmark. Anyway. Sorry, mate. They played in Denmark.
So, obviously, Denmark didn't qualify, but there was a full round of international break fixtures, weren't there, because for teams to match up and play against each other and stuff. So, realistically, if it wasn't a major tournament kind of season window, whatever you want to call it, I don't think they would have been playing. And it's just interesting that they both happened. I think that was 7th of June, I think they said. I ain't got the dates for his first one, but it's just weird how it's both back end of the season that it's happened. But what's your conspiracy theory then?
COVID jab. I don't know. Like
I come with the hard hitting facts on theory based.
I don't know, man. Like,
Good job.
I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know. You know, it happened to a few other athletes as well about that time. After that was all going on in other sports. Do you know what I mean? Okay, sit down. And
the thing is, though, at top end sport, there's that much strain on the body. People will suffer from cardio issues, and the problem is when you're playing, if it pops, then obviously it's just going to drop, aren't you? Which is horrible. I remember when I was a kid at primary school, we had a lad. I think I was like year 3, year 4. There was a lad in year 6 just playing 5-a-side, and he just died there and then. No, nobody knew why. There were no thing. You know, it's but I'm just hoping and praying Ericsson doesn't play again.
I think he'd be daft to play again. You'd think his wife would be in his ear going like, "Nah, you're not doing that again." Do you know what I mean?
I think if you were like 21, you've not achieved anything in game, you might have more attraction to wanting to continue doing. But at his age, he's got a family, he's got kids. You think his family's seen that twice now. You know, he'd be silly. I think he'd be silly to continue.
Should just do coaching or something instead.
That's probably worse than that, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, true. To be fair, the stress levels, yeah.
I've seen Klopp. It looks amazing, Klopp, doesn't it?
Oh, he looks like a new man. He looks like he's lost. He looks like he's got younger by 10 years or something.
Yeah.
Coming towards the end of his time with us, he was like, I literally said to Sean when he left, I was like, I wonder if there's like an illness going on. He don't look right, does he? And then all of a sudden, it's just like he's happy as Larry. Yeah. And then all these people are like, "Are you gonna go back into coaching?" I'd be like, "Am I fuck? Like, have you seen me?"
I've seen Gerrard. Obviously, he's been asked a couple times in interviews to go back into coaching, and he's openly just said it depends on offer and things. Right now, I've got amazing life. I've got punditry work. My work balance is amazing. So why would I bother doing all that overtime and everything just to manage again?
Yeah. Are you all right? Look, it's Scott. I'm not interested. That fuck. Nah, man, I get it. Like, it probably would add a lot of stress to him as well. So, I don't know. I think at this point, I think it'd be foolish to keep playing. I do think that.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, I just feel like there's something where it's both back end of the season. They've gone on international duty in both of them. I think it's too much of a coincidence that we've come to this stage of the season twice, and he's suffered 2 cardio issues. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Did you see him when he grabbed his chest when he went down? My stomach turned. I was like, "Whoa!"
That would have been. I bet that would have been the pacemaker kicking in, though.
Yeah. That shock, wasn't it? That
it'd have been like, "Oh!" Yeah. I bet that's what it was. Because he'd have missed that. He'd have skipped that. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like the heart rhythm. The
rhythm. Yeah.
Because my dad had a thing called AF, and that was what it was, where the heart's out of rhythm, and it, you know, he had to have like all sorts of obviously, I hope it's not me.
Yeah, I know.
To be fair, I think in my family, I think on my dad's side, when they get into the 60s, everyone's had AF. So I'm hoping I won't get that.
Yeah. To be fair, like my granddad on my dad's side, on my mum's side, sorry, he passed with a heart attack, but he had several over the course of his life. So they gradually just got worse and worse and worse all the time. So yeah, man. Bit of a down on that to finish the episode on.
And to be fair, the good thing is that the pacemaker worked.
Exactly.
That is, end of the day, that the pacemaker worked, and like I said, hopefully don't play again, and he can just chill out with his family now.
Hopefully he gets that right in his head. So I made a note here, Scott. So last time we did this, I said to you, "What do you think will happen?" And we didn't. Was it the slot? Would slot be here or slot go or something like that? I can't remember if that.
I said Canate would extend.
Yeah, it was Canate, wasn't it? Yeah. So that didn't happen. So I take what we'll do for this time then, I guess. Does Diamande sign for Liverpool before we do another video?
I'm unsure, you know. The only reason I'm unsure is I don't know if Liverpool want to pay the money for him. For a lad of his age, and I mean his ability is, you know, second to none. But knowing you spoke about, you could get frustrated with Munoz a few times. I think if he come in with a big transfer fee and the way he plays, he's going to make mistakes. He's going to do the wrong pass. He's going to, you know, it's going to take him a bit of time. I do think people could be on his back a bit, to be honest with you. Because I mentioned this today on the podcast, that if we sign him for like 100 million quid or whatever, we're not signing a 100 million pound player. He is not a 100 million pound player today.
Yeah.
I think how Liverpool view it, and I think they did it with Van Dijk, I think they did it with Alisson, I think they've done it with Wirtz, is the long-term investment. So if you send someone for like 100 million quid and they're at the club for 10 years, that transfer fee is like £10 million a year investment in squad. That's how I think they view it. Not to say he's got to come in and perform, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of money. And what were it, €100 million what got rejected? Sorry, €100 million.
€100, yes. I think it's going to be like 120 million euros, I think, which is probably about 115-ish. I might be out a little bit.
The thing is, I remember saying I want some lads to come in who have Premier League experience. We've got a defender coming from France. We've got a winger from Spain. We've got somebody coming from Germany as well. Part of me just thinks, why it's go sign someone like Krupe or someone like that instead. I think if Liverpool want him, like really want him, like he's our guy, you know, it's where he's going to be our solid replacement. He's going to be our starting winger for the next 10 years. Then they'll get it done, because that's what Liverpool usually do. When they pick a player for that position, it happened with Van Dijk, happened with Alisson, even with like Nunes to a degree at the time.
Yeah.
When they see a player they want, when they start bidding for him as well, it's very rare we end up walking away from it. So in that sense, I think we will get him.
Me too. I think we do eventually end up signing him. I won't be surprised if it's pretty soon as well, because I don't think Liverpool want to get bogged down with this.
Yeah, I think I saw one of the journalists say that it's not going to be like an Isaac situation. I mean, I watched the Ivory Coast Germany game and
he was good, wasn't he?
Yeah, he played amazing. I mean, I can see where some fans maybe get frustrated with him though. That obviously last ball or decision making, but he's a kid at the end of the day, isn't he? He's 19, isn't he?
19, yeah. So, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, that much money for a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
But I have come around to the way you were thinking regarding, you know, it's the investment for the future.
Yeah.
You know, if we don't get him now and he goes somewhere else, he's going to be worth 150, 200 million.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I know what I mean.
I agree. I think it happens. And we'll just see what happens on it, mate. We'll make a note of it and come back to it next time we get together.
What it means is at PSG in 2 weeks, I don't know.
Probably, yeah. If that happens, I'm going to nickname you Bad News. Right then, I think that's all topics, mate, unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
No, that's it, mate, yeah.
Nice one. Right, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Go subscribe over to Scott's YouTube channel as well. I'll link it in the pinned comment down below. I'll also put my Substack down there and everything like that. Scott will be back again next month for our next catch-up regarding injuries, fitness, and everything like that going on at Liverpool and the wider footballing world. Is there anything you want to give a shout out to Scott before we get off?
Just obviously, if you haven't listened to the podcast before, if you know, we're on Patreon, we're on Spotify. Like I said, now we're putting them on YouTube as well. You know, I try and like bring a bit more from a different aspect, like the sports science stuff behind it. Maybe try and think about why clubs operate in a certain way and stuff. So yeah, get a listen, guys, and drop us a subscription as well. It'd be very much appreciated.
Yeah, no worries, man. I'm sure they will probably will do, and obviously as well, as I said, I'm going to link it all in the pinned comment to this video, so make sure you go click on that down below, guys. Right then, thanks again, Scott, for your time. I know we kind of like piggled this again, like, but it's becoming a thing, is that now? So we'll no doubt we'll be at a different time. We arrange first in that time next month. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks, Scott, for your time, and we'll catch you
Cheers,
both
mate.
all in that one.
All right, catch you later.